we are back with more Genshin Impact, the Subaru Update 3.0. But what we will be doing now, there's two things we'll be trying to do on this stream, and the first is we'll be heading to Port Ormos for the main quest, which, we're looking for a stolen package that may be connected to the gods, because the Academia misplaced it, because somehow information got out that they were going to collect something of importance, and it's just gone completely missing. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to do the unappreciated carving, which will start off the quest for the Grave and Innocence event, which allows you to get Kale for free. But yeah, we're going to start with Lost in Prosperity to get to Port Ormos, which is just over there. It's quite a ways out, but luckily when I got distracted by that side quest earlier and we ended up in Vimara Village, I tagged a few fast travel points that were near it. So we can actually just drop down. Is that a Sealy? Also just go mark the shrine here. Yeah. Oh, something else I worked out how to do was, I now know how to activate these. Turns out you need to hit them with a dendrogranum at the right angle, and it causes more of them to appear. So we're just gonna... Yeah, so that's how those work, it turns out, which is
get my hands on the rest.
Which is really handy to know, because I've been running into them all over the place, and eventually I noticed that there was a dendrogranum point nearby, so I tried on one of them while I was goofy around off camera, and it worked.
You are not welcome. Shine down. Spring forth.
I will say, while I haven't had much trouble with them yet, I do really like these new mercenary enemy types. I'm very curious about the ominous spirit that possesses their weapons, because that seems to be a recurring theme among most of their stronger units.
Is that all you got?
Insolent! Inazuma shines eternal! I'm getting sick of
Got frozen there. So I guess they do fire damage then.
Testing my patience. Gotcha.
Nice.
Propagate! Terminate!
With their spirits. I wonder if that's significant, because cryo is one of the elements that doesn't react with dendro.
Who's next?
So I wonder if there's lore significance to the fact that the main element of these guys is cryo, or at least in this particular case it was cryo. Oh, that was another of those lost energy blocks. I think you use those to activate disabled ruin machines in specific areas. Well, that's ominous. What were they dissecting? I'm getting distracted. We should probably head to Port Ormos already. Which appears to be just right here. I'm gonna head over to the main path though, so we can get a proper look at the city from, just from the way in. The music for Port Almost, though. This is good. Here we go. And because we're in a city, the Akasha terminal has lit up. Because I've noticed it vanishes when you're in most wild areas. Which fits with what they told us.
Ormos is pretty great. There's so many new and interesting things, not to mention all the tasty food. Sumeru's largest commercial port sure lives up to its name. Look at all the merchants, and everyone seems excited just to be here.
How did things end up like this?
All thanks to your artistic license. That's how. I should have made you wait until we got an update from Tanja.
But when I finished the prototype Aranara yesterday, you agreed that the kids would like it. That's why we
Oh, is
tried
this the
bringing it
event
out for a
quest
test
with
run
the-
today.
Well,
With the toy
I
makers.
just like it so much.
Oh, what should we do?
Whoa. Yeah. Compared to everyone else, they seem really down in the dumps. Let's go find out what's going on. Oh, hey there. Paimon's name is Paimon, and he's a traveler who is just passing by. Is there something bothering you?
Oh, I noticed you two a moment ago. Welcome to Akara Crafts, the best toy store in Port Ormos. At least for now.
Okay, so this is
What's bothering us is this
the toy shop.
prototype Aranara. To start with, could I get your opinion on it?
Prototype Aranara? You mean this wood carving here? It looks like a mushroom monster to Paimon.
It does sound like that one weapon, actually.
No. The prototype Aranara is something that brings joy and laughter to children. At least in theory.
Not the first negative feedback we've had.
So, what exactly is a prototype Aranara?
It sounds like they're trying to make something
So for
based on the
context,
spirits we've been seeing
Aranara
everywhere.
are magical creatures in Sumeru fairy tales that live in the forest.
Yeah, we've
For the
met.
store's 20th anniversary, we plan to release a series of hand-carved toys based on the Aranara stories that kids know and love. This is a prototype we made to get an idea of how they would react. But when we put it out there, the reaction was not quite what we'd anticipated.
They thought it looked like a mushroom too, huh?
No, worse than that, actually. I can't quite describe it, though. And I'm also not very good with kids. Maybe you could ask them for yourselves.
That couldn't hurt.
This is not an Aranara. No way. I've read Uncle Tanja's Aranara and the ill little fungus. It says that Aranara are supposed to be chubby and squishy. The carving looks nothing like that.
Yeah, it does look kinda rough.
Toys do look better. Uncle Tonder said in Aranara's vow that you can deceive the eyes, but you can't deceive the heart. This carving makes me feel lost and confused inside. Ooh, didn't put his heart into it, huh?
Kassid and Alia didn't like this carving, but I think it's okay. It doesn't look too happy, so it's kind of pitiful in a cute way.
You know, that's fair.
Oh, a positive review.
Yeah, so I would totally ask my dad to get it for me, if it wasn't meant to be an Aranara.
Oh, well, that took a sudden turn for the worse. We asked the children for their opinions.
Oh, how did it go? Has it maybe, grown on them at all?
No, I understand where you're
such
coming
a
from.
Shame. why isn't Tanger back from Gandharvaville yet?
Oh, the kids kept mentioning an Uncle Tanger, too. Who is he exactly?
Uncle Tanger is a famous children's author here in Port Ormos. He wrote quite a few stories in the past, but none of them were popular among children. Just like our prototype Aranara. But around a year or so ago, he suddenly had a eureka moment or something, and suddenly the children loved every one of his stories.
That's right. My little Ghaffari loves his stories too. The whole reason we decided to make these carvings was because we saw just how popular the Aranara are among children. We asked Tanja for guidance, but right after he agreed, he went off to Gandharvaville with his son to look for inspiration. They haven't returned yet. We were running out of time, so we had no choice but to carve an Aranara based on our own imaginations. As you can see, this was the result.
Oh, we have to do something. Hey,
We could
since
go
you're
to
the famous
Gandharvaville.
traveler, could you do us a favor and look for Tanger in Gandharvaville? He doesn't have to come in person if he's too busy. Just ask him to write down his suggestions and bring his notes back to us, if you could. Please, if only to put a smile on the children's faces. And, of course, you'll be well compensated for doing us the favor.
They seem pretty desperate. Let's help them out. To see the kids smile. And also for our reward.
The delivery on that line. Yeah, we'll do it so Paimon gets money.
Yay! Rewards!
Before we do that though, since we're here, I'm gonna head down and carry on the main quest a little further. Because we'll inevitably be sent back out of the city and we can drop by Gandharvaville then. Also, I'm just very curious who our contact is for this quest, and I'm very curious if the lost item might be the divine knowledge capsule that was seen briefly in the trailers for 3.0.
Come and have a good look yourself. Traditional spices of the highest quality, made with pride and experience.
You've got a deal. I can't thank you enough for always looking after my business.
Believe me, I'm not making this up. Several Eremite mercenary groups are nearly in open conflict, but does the core of 30 care? And that's not all. Did you know that...
Wow! Talk about hurly-burly! This place is busy! Guess that's only to be expected for the largest port in Sumeru. Maybe it's because of what Dia told us earlier, but Paimon can't seem to shake the feeling that there's also danger lurking in these crowds. Ooh. Let's get our bearings so we can start looking for leads. We know that whatever the Academia lost is related to the gods. But other than that, we don't have much else to go on.
We were told to pretend to be students from Academia.
Told us to try posing as Academia students while asking around. Paimon checked the Akasha on the way here, and the Academia doesn't seem to have any research facilities in Port Ormos. Paimon doesn't get it. Won't we look even more suspicious going around saying we're Academia students and asking about the stolen item? Well,
The reason he wants us to do that is probably super
If
important.
there's any information to be found, Paimon bets we could find it in the market. Let's ask around and see what we come up with.
You there. What can you tell me about stolen
Welcome.
items of magical
How can I help you
properties?
too?
Hi there. We would like to ask you a question. Do students from the academia ever come to Port Ormos?
Of course. Especially around this time of year. Students from Sumeru City that are about to graduate often come to Port Ormos to cut loose a little. Many people often talk about how hard it is to get accepted into the academia, let alone graduate. But those who finish their studies and go on to become full-time researchers at the academia have it even harder. Sure, we may not be Sumeru City, but Port Ormos offers beautiful scenery and a stress-free environment. Some even say it's good luck to come to Port Ormos, so students and researchers come flocking here when things get to be too much at the academia. Ah, you see over there? Those are students from the academia.
They
They've
do
been
look pretty
looking worried
serious.
and miserable ever since they got here a few days ago. If you ask me, the life of a merchant is better. So long as the Akasha teaches us what we need, then life is good.
Those students seem to be discussing something. Let's see if we can listen in.
Well, of course we gotta listen in. It's gotta be important.
It's no good. I've tried asking around, but I haven't been able to learn anything useful. Not to mention that a bunch of scary-looking Eremite mercenaries have been posted along the streets now.
There's been a lot of fighting between the different Eremite factions in Port Ormos. If we choose to move on our own, then it would be wise to steer clear of them. Especially the group that's constantly shouting some stuff about the Scarlet King and some resurrection. I've even heard that the Citadel of Regzar is starting to get fed up with them. What was that group called again? Ein something or other?
They're called Ein El Akhmar. Today, I heard that the thing we're after might be in their possession at the moment.
Wait, come again?
Don't you see? Many of the Eremites in Port Ormos deal with trading this
I suppose if they're expecting an
They're
ancient
usually
god to
pretty wary
resurrect,
of outsiders,
they
but
probably
not
want
so with
divine
students
knowledge.
of the academia. It's because the kind of goods that students are looking for aren't the kind of goods that Eremites are after. As long as they know you're a student, then deals can be made. I've heard that Ein El Hakmar likes to set up shop at the Jafar Tavern.
Oh, well, we've got to
Supposedly,
check that
if you're
out.
willing to part with 500,000 Mora, they'll give you info on anything.
Wait, did you say 500,000? If information alone costs that much, then how could we ever afford to buy what we're looking for? I guess we might as well give up on trying to graduate this way.
I wouldn't worry too much. Our field of research is very niche. Who else could possibly be after that kind of shady knowledge? I bet it's practically worthless to anyone aside from us.
Any
Well, I guess
information is
that makes
valuable to the
sense.
right person.
And the only thing left for us now is to find a way in. Why don't we all just pool our money together and pay for the information?
Whoa! Did you hear that? A niche field of research and shady knowledge? It all sounds pretty suspicious to Paimon. Is knowledge something people just buy and sell like that?
In a place like Sumeru? Absolutely.
So, what's our plan?
We go to the tavern, we talk to the
Did you hear what
Eremites.
they just said? Buying information is going to cost us 500,000 Mora! Have you lost your mind?
We can put together 500,000 more, Paimon, relax.
All right. Paimon never thought she'd agree to parting with that kind of Mora. But if you know what you're doing, then we should give it a shot.
Can you just walk up and talk to these guys?
500,000?
Do you really think that Ein El Akhmar group can give us reliable info about what we're after?
We should discuss things thoroughly before we make any moves.
Don't mind me, fellow students. It would make sense that they have the item if it contains divine knowledge, and the Scarlet King is dead, but they think they'll resurrect. It just
This is the place we heard those students talking about.
yes.
Oh, you've arrived. Please take a seat. So, they think that they can go toe-to-toe with the boss? Ha! Once we reclaim the power of the Scarlet King, they'll be the first that the boss punishes.
They're nothing to be afraid of. Our main rival now is the Caracal Battalion. They've also amassed a significant amount of Mora this time, so we mustn't underestimate them.
How can the Caracal Battalion compete with the boss when they're nothing but a bunch of money-grubbing opportunists out for a quick Mora?
Yeah, with Boss's fervent devotion, he'll be able to use this power to bring our god back this time.
Huh. All these guys talk about is the Scarlet King, so they're probably the ones we're looking for.
Hello, as a student
Greater
of the
Lord
Academia,
Ruka
I'd
Devata.
like to...
That traitor and her followers must not be spared. The day will come when the Scarlet King exacts vengeance on Sumeru, and all of them shall be punished.
Traveler smiling the whole time.
Yeah, Paimon was wondering what they meant too. We should ask about that if we get the chance later.
Hmm.
So then, what happened next?
Hello there. I'd like to purchase some information as a student of the Academia wearing unusual clothes.
What do you want? A student? What's a student from Sumeru City doing in Port Ormos? Ah, well, if it's info you want, you've come to the right place. The question is, can you afford it?
Oh, Paimon can't stand to see so much more go. But there's no other choice right now.
There really isn't.
Here, this is the merchant's address. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it there. Hmm? Well, what are you waiting for?
Oh,
One more
that's right.
question, just
We heard
a
you
small
mention
one.
the Scarlet King just now. We're actually interested to know more because we're archaeology students.
You're a terrible liar, Paimon.
Fine. Since you've already handed over the Mora, I guess I can throw in a little extra info. As you can see, members of Ain al-Ahmar are devout believers of the Scarlet King. Years ago, the Scarlet King founded the great desert nation that was our homeland. It was an advanced civilization, far beyond anything you'll see in present-day Sumeru. The Scarlet King was the rightful god of wisdom, but he was betrayed by a companion he trusted. She even stripped him of his title, God of Wisdom.
So, you mean the traitor was...
Ruka Devata.
Greater Lord Ruka Devata, yes. That shameless wretch destroyed the Scarlet King's civilization, and our ancestors were forced to flee to this land where we were made to suffer the tyranny of our enemies. Furthermore, she conspired with the Academia to cover up the truth of her actions, and create the merciful and benevolent facade for which she is now known. Ugh, just thinking about it sickens me. But the story doesn't end there, oh no. The Scarlet King isn't truly dead. The voice of the Oracle has been heard in the desert, prophesying his resurrection. Mark my words, our god shall return. And when that day comes, all followers of the traitor and all the desert dwellers who have forgotten their true god will suffer retribution together. If what I'm saying makes you shiver with fear, it might not be too late for you to become a believer of the Scarlet King.
Can you tell us more about the Oracle,
I
actually?
don't have anything to say to you Academia people about that. I think this conversation has reached its end.
Hey, fair enough,
Not
we're
just
strangers.
yet. This man is a fraud.
Huh?
You again? Deranged Academia lunatic.
Yes, it's me again. I already warned you that if you weren't willing to sit and discuss things with me, I'd take measures to make things uncomfortable for you. Listen to me. That address he gave you is fake. Or at least, you won't find a merchant waiting for you there. This group has been boasting all around that they can provide information on a certain item as a means of luring people into their territory.
So
Once
it's
you
a
show
trap.
up, they keep up the act until they have hard evidence that you want to purchase said item. Then they use that to squeeze you for all the Mora you're worth.
Hey! Shut it, Al-Haytham! What are you playing at, trying to ruin our business like
I
this?
like Al-Haytham already.
I told you the other day. I wish to discuss my terms with your boss.
Ha! The boss made it perfectly clear that he won't negotiate with you.
Yes, and in no uncertain terms. But that was then. it does not preclude him from changing his mind in the future.
I'm warning you. Don't push us, or this could get ugly. We don't usually get rough with people from the academia because it just complicates things. For a lunatic like you, though, we might just have to make an exception.
If you're suggesting that we escalate this from a verbal exchange to a physical one, I accept. After all, even the Archons used war to negotiate the ownership of Teyvat. If,
How interesting.
on the other hand, we can't agree on any means of negotiation at all, then I'm afraid my next course of action will sting a little more than the mere following through of a few business deals. I will jeopardize the Eremite's reputation, which I know you value above all else. I am quite confident that if I began to take such action, your boss would willingly approach me himself. However, I fear that by then, some things will have happened that cannot be undone. Also, a word of advice. I suggest you tell your boss exactly what happened here today. Otherwise, he might blame you for not telling him in the future.
What did you say?
Consider this. Have I ever failed to follow through on my word in the past?
This guy is really out of his mind.
Okay then. If you really have a death wish, let's meet a week from today. The pier in front of the Pharos Lighthouse, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, sharp. Don't expect us to hold back.
Why wait a week?
Not so fast. First, you return the 500,000 Mora to them.
Please, I beg you, don't provoke them. We can't afford any trouble with this crowd. They haven't even paid for their food yet.
Ah, Mr. Iman. There appears to be fewer staff in the restaurant recently. This wouldn't happen to be because they're all busy spreading the word to the students, would it?
Well...
Oh dear.
Someone who chooses to do business with a group like that really can't afford to get so flustered the instant someone confronts them about it. Consider the meal compensation for our silence. I'd say you're getting an excellent deal.
Whoa, did you see that? He not only got us our Mora back, but sent the Emirites running too. Plus, he seems to know a lot about what's going on around here. Let's catch up with him and ask some questions.
My thoughts exactly. Let's do this.
Got it. He went that way! After him!
Then what happened next?
Okay, Paimon, take it easy.
Wait up! It's Al-Haytham, right?
What do you want? No need for thanks. My goal was to get to them, and you two gave me just the opportunity I needed. We're even. Oh, I advise you to keep your distance from them. Since they weren't able to make off with your Mora in the end, they might harass you again in the future. Alright. Goodbye.
There is one more thing we'd like to ask, actually.
We still have something to ask you about! Since you tore through their scam right in front of them, you must know the real story about certain something, no?
Who exactly are you two? And why are you inquiring about that?
We're students from
A
the academia.
Right. Look, you should know that those thugs conducting business with you had nothing to do with your lie.
Perhaps we can also talk terms.
Oh, yeah! He's really strong. Weren't you saying something about a physical exchange? We can help with that.
He doesn't even have a vision. Forget it.
Maybe not, but he can still use elemental energy. Otherwise, there's no way we'd go asking for info from
Maybe we should just start carrying a fake vision like the Archons do.
Thugs are definitely gonna bring a lot of backup for your next meeting. Even if you don't go alone, you won't regret taking us with you.
It'd probably save a lot of explaining.
Alright, I accept. Got a pen and paper? If you're searching for someone who sells that kind of merchandise, I'll give you one of their addresses, and you can try your luck. We'll reconvene at the appointed time by the pier. It doesn't matter if you show up or not.
So, since you were happy to give us this merchant's information, does that mean you can tell us exactly what we're after?
You were willing to part with 500,000 Mora for something and you didn't even know what it was?
We're very desperate for information.
Okay. Well, if you truly are as skilled as you claim, then you can beat the answer out of them when they become hostile. Look, if you've been making inquiries, then you have to know something by now. Tell me what you know so far, so I don't waste time repeating information.
We know it's connected to the academia somehow, and that not only do the Eremites deal in it, but some students want to get a hold of it too.
We also
You
know it's some kind of
almost
knowledge.
everything there is to know, but you're unable to compile this information because you've never seen the object before.
Well, yeah.
This is what you've been looking for.
Huh? Paimon can't tell what it is. It looks like some kind of ornament.
This is a knowledge capsule. To put it simply, it's a vessel that can store a fixed quantity of canned knowledge. It's like a miniature Akasha.
I am now just picturing the scene from Spaceballs where the president has the can of air, but instead it's just cans of knowledge. Knowledge. You just crack it open. Of course! E equals MC squared!
Anyone who links it to their personal Akasha terminal instantly becomes privy to its contents.
So it's like a USB drive for the Akasha.
Correct. Anyone. Unlike the Akasha, which heavily regulates who can access what information, knowledge capsules confer their contents without any requisites.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
It's essentially a convenient and harmless vestibule for knowledge. Unfortunately, it's illegal in Sumeru to privately possess or trade them. They were created as a means for scholars to transfer knowledge gained from Irminsul into the Akasha, and are intended to be destroyed immediately after use. But despite strict regulations, some of these knowledge capsules will always escape destruction. After all, there will always be those in this world who are dissatisfied with life as designed for them by the Akasha and wish to change their fate.
Well, who can blame
Over
them,
the past
really?
century, a wide variety of canned knowledge has been leaked from the academia. Now, in Port Ormos, the valuable ones are a means to Mora for the Eremites. Meanwhile, those which the Eremites deem to be useless to them occasionally prove useful to the common citizens and hapless academia students. Well, I think that about sums it up.
So, academia have lost a knowledge
So
capsule
that's your
recently.
true objective. With our current arrangement, I don't believe I can offer an answer.
Then what do I have to do?
You're still resolved. Fine. Let's talk somewhere with fewer people.
I know I commented on this earlier, but the music in Port Ormos, oh, it's so good.
Let's continue our conversation here. If you wish to learn more about the knowledge capsule that the Academia lost, then you must help me with something.
Of course.
I need you to find someone named Dory, a traveling merchant. Unlike the peddlers who hawk inferior knowledge capsules, she often has quality goods in stock. Some say that as long as there is profit to be made, there is nothing she won't dare to sell. She's guarded against people from the Academia because most of her wares don't comply with Academia regulations.
Well, that
I think
makes
she
sense.
blacklisted me. I met with her informant, but it soon became clear that they had no intention of letting me get any further. Become
You're
one
from
of Dory's
Academia.
customers and earn her trust. This
Trust
is my
and blood.
condition for further collaboration.
Why do you want us to meet with her?
Until you complete
Because
this
he
task,
can't.
you don't have question privileges.
Fine.
You two are outlanders who haven't been here for long, so Dory should view you as safe clients. I'll give you the informant's address and their contact password. Beyond the password, though, I have no way of knowing what other tricks she might have up her sleeve. You'll have to improvise.
Oh, we're good at that. That's never backfired on us.
This is kind of nerve-wracking.
The true challenge begins after you meet her. She has a keen nose for Mora and a shrewd eye for wares, and she only likes customers who she deems to have good taste. I'll prepare some funds for you. Buy her highest quality wares and earn her approval.
What?
Perfectly reasonable.
We saw a knowledge capsule for the first time. We don't know out which ones are good and which ones are bad? Is that something we can learn quickly?
That's true. Have you two heard of elemental sight?
Heard of it, used it.
Well, that's a surprise. Guess I'll have to hold you in higher regard. Here are 2 knowledge capsules. Tell me, can you detect any difference in their quality?
They look the same to Paimon.
Try inspecting them with elemental sight.
Ah, the one on the left is...
How'd it go?
has an
Did you see
aura.
anything?
Rumor has it that higher quality knowledge capsules generally appear brighter when viewed through elemental sight.
Useful to know.
That's because knowledge originates from Irminsul, the root of Dendro power itself. The more powerful the knowledge, the richer it is in Dendro energy.
Oh, that's
However,
clever.
some canned knowledge with a high concentration of elemental energy is of little use in contemporary times, so those capsules are of little value. Using elemental sight is merely a stopgap measure, but it should suffice for earning Dory's trust.
That sounds pretty impressive.
Here's a sheet with the informant's location and contact password, and here is the mora for purchasing canned knowledge. Don't be cheap. You'll need to spend to catch Dory's eye. If there's any mora left over, just keep it.
Paimon's going to try and encourage us to be really frugal. We're going to ignore her.
Oh, and be sure to exercise some caution. There have been Matra present in Port Ormos lately. Your efforts will be for naught if they catch you.
Okay, what a Matra?
Matra?
They belong to the Academia's regulatory body. They also handle cases of illegal canned knowledge transactions. Like I said, the Academia has banned both their trade and possession. The Matra are razor sharp. You're in for nothing good if they lock their sights onto you. If you two want to back out, now's the time.
We'll help you find Dory.
Then we have a deal. If you succeed in your dealings with Dory, come find me at the Wikela Funduk. We'll have an open discussion then.
Not a problem at all.
Looking at what Al-Haytham wrote, Dory's informant is a trader near Old Ormos. Let's follow these instructions and try to get in contact with him.
Oh. So where is Old Ormos relative to... Okay, it's just over there.
Hello. What are you two looking to buy? What a unique palate. We have unripe horror fruits, but we usually keep them in the back. I'll have someone escort you.
Following the paper got us past the first round.
Ronak, these two want to buy unripe horror fruits. Show them to the warehouse.
Got it. You two, please follow me. You two have a fascinating fashion sense. We haven't seen a customer wearing a Sumeru rose for quite some time.
Hold on. Let me think. Sumeru rose means common merch. No, look again. We're obviously wearing morning flowers.
Ah, my mistake. I do apologize.
Whew. That pop quiz sure was scary.
I should have probably double-checked the
warehouse is
document
up
beforehand
ahead.
just in
Please
case this
follow
comes
me.
up. In fact, you know what? It's a good thing that freezes time. Now, where is the piece of paper we were given? There's the money and... Mouse's customer, the Matra, Rishabella and tigers. Taken by mice is sold, taken by a tiger was confiscated. To purchase in bulk, pack in almost style. We're looking to buy canned knowledge. Okay, I see. Seems fairly straightforward.
Before I retrieve your products, I need to confirm a few things.
Okay.
Please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our hara fruits were taken by mice.
Well, that's good to hear.
Thanks. If better goods come in, you'll be the first to know. You look like you have some skill. Why don't I pick out some fruits that'll make you dizzy?
I'd prefer something that causes heat stroke.
No, that's not it. The paper said that heat stroke is the answer to erudition.
Oops.
I'm sorry.
He's cautious of us. Let's take a closer look.
Okay, let's try
Before
that again.
I retrieve
can
your
do this.
products, please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our hara fruits were taken by mice.
Well, that's good to hear. It means you have
Thanks.
lots of customers.
If better goods come in, you'll be the first to know. You look like you have some skill. Why don't I pick out some fruits that'll make you dizzy?
Sounds lovely.
Yep, that's the right answer. But eating hara fruit that makes your head and ears ring sounds like a bad life decision.
Would you like your hara fruits to be packaged in the Sumeru City or Port Ormos style?
Port Ormos
Wow,
style.
you two sure are generous customers. We'll be sure to package your products beautifully. Okay. Everything has been confirmed. Miss Dory is waiting for you up at... Shoot! It's the Matra! Run!
What? The mantra? Where? I'll hate them said we're done for if they catch us. We gotta get out of here.
He didn't use the code for
We don't know
Matra.
this area, so let's follow that informant.
What's the point of having a code if we don't use it? I feel like this is some kind of setup. Just a hunch.
Look, he's over there.
Just gonna tag that as I keep sprinting.
Hey, if you're hiding from the Rishbaland tiger, come this way. Another password. Huh? Oh, that voice came from behind the building on the right.
At least that
Here,
person
over
used
here.
it.
You can stop running now.
Dory.
So you were the one who was calling out to us just now. But, are we definitely gonna be safe here?
These two good customers wish to buy some hara fruit, Miss Dory. And if there's nothing else, I'll just excuse myself.
Oh, very good. Thank you.
Huh? Wait, you're Dory? I'm unsure thought you'd look a whole lot scarier.
Hey, what are you trying to say, Princess Pea-Brain? I can be scary enough when I need to be, believe you me. If you don't watch what you say, then you can forget about doing any business. But it
Yeah, Paimon,
seems
let's
you
not
two
piss off
actually
the
done
contact.
pretty well so far. Not only did you manage to find the informant, your reactions were also pretty sharp. You don't really look like criminals or anything, but I bet my Mora that you've been involved in some shady dealings, haven't you?
By necessity, mostly.
Paimon's not sure if that's supposed to be a compliment, but we'll take it.
I can't risk doing business with people who start huffing and puffing after just a few paces. No matter how much more they might have. Not only will they get caught by the Matra, but they'll also get us into trouble. So that's why I prefer to have customers like you. It's
Quite
your first
reasonable.
time here, but don't worry, I won't ask too many questions. Even if you wish to buy enough knowledge capsules to decorate your house with, please, knock yourself out. As long as you have lots of round, shiny Mora, then we're all good.
Whoever voiced that story did an amazing job.
Ah, yes, of course, of course. Go ahead, help yourselves. Voila!
Wow, she has has a trove of canned knowledge. Whew. She'd probably be in serious trouble if the Matra caught her with all this.
Yeah.
What kind of products do you seek, my dear customers? Don't worry, I'm not interested in your reasons for buying. I can, however, offer some suggestions. Take this one, for example. An analysis of the sociological ideology and dialectics of the Hilichurls. Only 3 people in all of Teyvat have ever studied it, making it
I
extremely
know someone in
rare.
Mondstadt who'd love
It's on
that.
sale now for 350,000 mora.
Yeesh. Who would want to be an expert in that topic?
Ella would want to be.
About the architectural styles and construction methods of Teyvat in the early Archon War period. With this one, you can become an expert in historic architecture preservation and find an excellent, well-paying job in nearly any nation.
Ooh, now this sounds like it could be useful.
It probably would be useful if we were trying to make money.
It's yours. No discounts.
I suppose we could use it to make some extra more for this.
Of course, you are free to pick whatever your heart's desire. The contents and price of each knowledge capsule are indicated in small text on the body of each one, down at the bottom.
Well, at least they're clearly labelled.
Let's try the method that Al-Haytham mentioned.
There are 3 that glow particularly brightly.
You've really got a good head on your shoulders, and quite the eye for quality.
Can I buy the Hilichurl knowledge one? Just, I know someone who would love that.
We'll take these, please and thank you.
My oh my, you are blessed with a taste for both the exquisite and the extravagant. Customers like you are a rare breed. 1 in 100. No, 1 in 1,000 even. Listen, I have a special offer for you two. If you spend just 100,000 mora more, you can pick any knowledge capsule of your choice up to a value of 1 million mora.
That is very reasonable.
Hey, did you hear
That's
that?
a scary deal.
K, and we get a capsule worth a whole million. But all the canned knowledge we just bought is easily worth 500,000 mora. If we spend just a little more, we can get something worth 1 million mora.
Yes, but I bet the thing that's worth 1 million more isn't actually helpful.
We've gone to all this trouble to get this canned knowledge. And so far, everything we bought belongs to Al-Haytham. Aren't you even the least bit curious about how this whole canned knowledge thing works? We're talking instant knowledge here. Don't you want to try it yourself?
I think you're the one who's curious, really, but...
Come on! We still have around 100,000 of Al-Haytham's mora left. So let's put it to good use by finding something useful for you.
Excellent! Then please, select from this fine collection of canned knowledge over here.
Now, will it let me choose? And I wonder what they could possibly be.
Hold on a second. Paimon thought we could choose whatever we wanted. Why can't we choose the ones from over there?
Oh, but my dear customer, the knowledge capsules over here are worth 1 million mora each. I'm sure
That's how she
discerning
gets
customers
ya.
like yourselves will be able to find something to your liking.
Uh-oh. Paimon has a bad feeling about this. Let's use Elemental Sight again to check these.
Yeah. None of them are valuable, that's the trick.
What did you see? So they're all worth about the same amount?
None of them have that
Anyway,
particular
the mora's already
sparkliness.
been spent, so let's at least try to find something useful. Let Paimon take a look here. An introduction to traditional Sumeru brewing techniques, the art of growing spices, an overview of ancient runes. Oh, how about this one? Sword fighting techniques 8.
That would
Not
be
sure
interesting,
we'd ever
actually.
find volumes 1 through 7, but at least this knowledge should be useful, right?
Yeah, why not?
We'll take this one.
All right, very good. I'm expecting some new goods in the next couple days, so be sure to check back again soon. Whether it's canned knowledge or anything else you need, bring your Mora to Dory and doors will open.
Are you saying you'll open the dory for us?
Appearance with Dory went smoothly enough. Let's head to Wakala Funduk and meet up with Alhaitham. Hopefully now he'll finally tell us about what the Academia lost.
First things first.
Please, come back anytime you need something.
Will do.
Trust me, I'll find you.
Now, before we go back to Alhaitham, you majored in semiotics and are proficient in elementalism and technology, Q&A on paper writing, and then deep at the hotel service fee negotiable. But they don't go straight. Let's just drop down here. And let's have a look through what we picked up. Ah, we can't. Most unfortunate. Sure the game will let us look at it sooner or later.
You two made it.
Whoa, there's so many people from the Academia here. Why would you pick this place as our meetup spot?
Because he's from the Academia.
Well, Wakela Funduk is under the Academia's control, so naturally the Academia has people working here. I came to Port Ormos under the pretense of conducting official business.
I suppose in a sense, looking for something stolen from the Academia would be official business.
No one here is interested in anything we say, and the Matcha won't come here. Okay now, tell me how your encounter with Dory went.
Mostly went pretty well.
Okay, we did what you asked. So, can you tell us about the knowledge capsule that the Academia lost now?
Before that, I have to ask, why are you two so intent on tracking it down? You don't have to answer, of course.
It isn't a secret, we just want to meet with the Dendro
He just
Archon.
wants to meet the God of Wisdom and ask her about something important. We've been in Sumeru for a while now, but we still haven't found a way. When we heard that the Academia had lost something that might be related to the gods, we came here in case it turned out to be our luck.
I'll be right back, I just have to resolve something important in the other room, and then we will carry on in a few minutes. And we're back. Sorry about that. So,
in that case, you're on the right track. A short while ago, the Academia lost a knowledge capsule in the desert. It's supposedly a divine knowledge capsule. Use it, and you'll gain the wisdom of the gods.
Wow, there's really such a thing as that? Hey, if we find it, do you think we could learn how to meet the Dendro Archon? Ooh, or how to find your sister?
I reckon we'll find out
doubt it has any mystical
shit ton more
properties,
than that.
but it does indeed exist. And it's right here, in Port Ormos.
So, where exactly?
That's what we need to find out next. I won't deny that. I am investigating because I'm curious as to what the divine knowledge capsule truly is. As you know, the Eremites in Port Ormos also have their eyes on it. It is an extremely precious item. The knowledge contained within may bring great power or wealth to whoever has it in their possession. Several
Sounds like something
brigades have
Dory
been
would be
vying
looking
for
for, at
ownership
least.
of it as of late, but there is still no victor. My personal finances and connections cannot compete with those of the Eremites. After attempting various methods, I finally managed to reach a tentative agreement with several brigades. I agreed to forego ownership of the divine knowledge capsule in exchange for the opportunity to study it. After all, there's no harm in understanding what it is.
That's pretty reasonable,
However,
actually.
there are those who are less amenable to negotiation, such as those from Ain al-Ahmar. They adamantly believe that the divine knowledge capsule contains the Scarlet King's power, and that he will return to this world when they obtain it. They refuse to let anyone from the Academia tarnish their deity's soul.
I mean, if they're right, I can see where they're coming from, at least.
Because they refuse to cooperate with you?
Yes. Ain al-Ahmar isn't exactly wealthy, but its members are determined to get that capsule by any means necessary. To that end, they've resorted to many methods more foul than fair in order to amass sufficient funds. So, I've been sabotaging their business to force them into negotiating with me. The divine knowledge capsule
Brutal, but
should be
effective.
up for a secret auction within the next few days. Each brigade will place their own bid, and the prize will be covertly given to the winner. To ensure the capsule's security and to evade the Matra's notice, the winning brigade will not publicly disclose their victory. Unless I know whose hands the divine knowledge capsule ends up in, my agreements with them will fall through.
Therefore,
Dory
it's worth
is the most
keeping an eye on
reliable
them.
source of information, but that avenue was previously closed to me. With you on board now, the situation is different.
His coat has an eye on
words,
it.
You wanted us to befriend Dory so you could find out where the divine knowledge capsule is.
Yes, you can say that. But this arrangement harms none of us. The day after tomorrow, go back to Dory and try to purchase information on the divine knowledge capsule's whereabouts. If she has no information, wait 2 days and approach her again. If I get the opportunity to study the divine knowledge capsule, I will relay my findings to you. Will that suffice as compensation?
Perfectly. Thank you.
Okay. Then we'll meet up in 2 days.
Haytham, before you go, we actually bought a knowledge capsule for ourselves, but we're not sure how to use it.
You two want to try using a knowledge capsule? Sure, I can teach you. Doing so right under the Academia's nose is a bit problematic, though.
Yeah, this is an
What do you say
outskirts
we head
kind
to
of
the
thing.
outskirts of town?
I can tell I'm going to have a lot of fun just digging into all of the stuff that you can find in these cities, because there's just so many things to see. For the time being, though, I am wondering what Swordsmanship 8 will do. Because I can't help but wonder if Dory was trying to scam us, and if she was, then what's inside the capsule?
Alright, this place works. Show me the capsule you purchased.
Here.
Sword Fighting Techniques 8. Huh. A combat class knowledge capsule. This class is something of a rare find these days, since most have been taken by the Eremites to augment their battle capabilities.
Okay, so she didn't scam us.
Yeah, what a great buy!
If you want to determine the efficacy of this capsule, I can evaluate your combat ability. However, effects will likely be minimal if you already possess a high amount of strength. We can conduct a controlled experiment where you fight 2 battles, one before using this knowledge capsule and one after. While you fight, we can use an Akasha terminal to monitor your various physical parameters. There may be variances in your physical strength between the 2 tests, as well as a disparity in your opponent's abilities. But don't worry. I'll run statistical analyses afterward to mitigate any confounding effects.
He really is a researcher.
Wow! Oh, hey, you must have been one of those guys at the academia who got top grades on everything. Paimon's curious about something, though. You definitely weren't one of those students who needed canned knowledge to graduate from the academia, right? So why are you risking getting caught by the Matra for this capsule?
Yeah,
when
that
you
is
are
a good
unable
question.
to understand a researcher's actions, most cases can be attributed to curiosity.
Sounds like you're trying to avoid the question.
He's 100%
All
trying
right,
to avoid the
let's
question.
begin the
Come
test.
on.
Just fight as you normally do.
Scatter! Tidal wave. No time to lose.
Go. Sacred name. Fortune preserver.
All right. I'll link your Akasha terminal to record data. The next step is to use this knowledge capsule. Hold it in your hand. I'll help you establish a connection with it so you can activate its power.
Okay. I wonder if we're going to be able to collect and use other canned knowledge in the future. Fascinating.
Hey, how are you feeling?
So it's like a bunch of collective knowledge.
That it worked?
All right. Time for round 2. Fight with the same composure as before.
Let's do this.
Springboard!
Life goes on.
Riptide!
Welcome to the fridge.
Yeah.
Kinda hoping I would actually manage to freeze them. Rather screwed that up. Oh well.
Now, I'll start recording data again.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Well, the knowledge capsule you purchased did improve his combat capability. During the second fight, his overall fighting performance increased by 0.073%.
Wait, how much?
It's hardly anything, but any improvement is still good.
Dory's such a jerk! She totally scammed us!
Of course, this could be because he is so powerful that the capsule's contents were unable to produce a substantial increase.
We are pretty
At the
strong,
very
let's be fair.
least, this test allowed me to gain more insight into you two. Our deal seems increasingly worth my investment.
I feel like I'm definitely going to pull
I'm heading
Put
back to
when he comes out. He seems really
I
cool.
await your response in 2 days' time. This is Mora for when you ask Dory for information. Pay her as much as she requests.
You got it. Now we could use the power of Paimon's time dilation, as she is clearly a secret time guard, to advance time to 2 days from now. But I think what we're going to do is take a quick break from the main story and go handle that event quest. As soon as I've done this. Was a bit worried I'd missed the Dendroculus there. Oh. Almost had it. And it got me back to Port Ormos, which I would say that's handy, but
Not bad. Not
I'm just
bad
going to
at all.
teleport in a second anyway. Huh. Sounds like his dad might be some sort of trader. Anyway, we're going to teleport back to Gandaraville and progress the event. Well, we're actually going to teleport to Vimara Village because it's actually a little closer as the crow flies to the actual quest objective. Sometimes they just don't attack you, and that makes sense, actually, to be fair. Whoop. I am a lousy shot. That's why I use so many archers.
No time to lose.
There's a Dendroculus in this tree, I think. I'm assuming it's in the tree based on where it appears on the map. Haha!
So Tandra's supposed to be here in Gandharvaville looking for inspiration. But how do we find him?
We asked Kole or Tainari.
Yell his name at the top of our lungs?
Hey, buddy. What's your name? What are you doing here all alone? Do you live in Gandharvaville? Regardless, don't worry. As a trainee forest ranger, I'll do everything I can to help you.
Speak of the
Hi, Miss
devil.
Forest Ranger. I'm Rosie. Don't mind me. I know the way back to Gandharvaville. When people say, don't mind me, what they really mean is don't worry about me. That's all the more reason not to leave you alone.
She's so sweet.
Hey, don't cry. What's wrong? Take your time. You can tell me all about it.
Huh. That voice sounds familiar. Paimon's heard it somewhere before.
Yeah, it's Kole.
Oh, it's Kole! And a child who seems to be upset. Oh, let's go say hi.
Personally, I think this might be a situation where we should leave her to it and talk to her afterwards, but...
Hi, Kole. How have you been?
Paimon and Traveler. I've been doing pretty well. Thanks for asking. I'm helping Master Tainari patrol the forest. What brings you here?
We're here on an errand. We heard your voice, so we thought we'd come ask you for help. You seem kinda busy, though.
I'll be fine. You go help them first, Miss Forest Ranger. I'm okay, really. The sand got into my eyes, that's all.
What a well-mannered child.
Yeah, we're not leaving him here.
There is not a lot of sand in a forest. You keep saying you're okay because you don't want us to know what you're upset about, right? Maybe. That's exactly why you have to get it off your chest. Here's a trick. If you're keeping a secret that bothers you, you can try telling it all to a tree hollow. A tree hollow? Yeah, a tree hollow. Do you know Tanja's stories? The Aranar living in the forest will patiently listen to every word children say. Maybe there really are Aranar living in the tree hollows that will listen to you. You like the Aranar stories too? Of course. I love them. Oh, people who like Aranar are the best. Okay, I'll try telling my secrets to a tree hollow. Thanks, Miss Forest Ranger. You know everything.
I repeat, Kale is the best.
Aw, you're just exaggerating. Anyway, I'm trying to be like my friend, who always does her best to cheer people up when they seem sad. So, how are you doing? Feeling any better now? The forest is very dangerous, so how about we stick together? Sure.
Wow, Kale's so good with kids.
She really did handle that expertly.
Helping children who are lost in the rainforest is all part of a forest ranger's duty. So, what was it you wanted help with? You're not lost too, are you?
No, not at all.
Okay, so you're looking for a children's author from Port Olmos called Tanja. And he's here in Gandharvaville, looking for inspiration. Wait, when you say Tanja, do you mean the Tanja?
That's right, Uncle Tanja.
So he's in the area, looking for inspiration for a new story as we speak? This is amazing. Could you wait for me for a second? I'll run Razi back to Gandharvaville and then I'll be right back. I've always been curious what the man behind those incredible stories is like in person.
Now that would be
Tanja's just a
interesting.
normal guy. Even so, he must be more creative than most people. Wait, hold on. Razi, do you mean you've met Tanja before? Mm-hmm. He's my dad.
Your dad? Tanja's your dad? As in you're Tanja's son?
So that's how this all connects together.
Ah, Paimonsees. That guy at Akara Crafts told us that Tanja brought his son along with him. Why are you here on your own, though?
We had an argument. Oh, in that case, we should take you back to Gandharvaville first. No, I'm good. Thanks for your advice, Kale. I'm not so upset anymore. Come with me. I'll take you to him.
Yay! Thanks, Razi. Paimon thought we'd be spending the whole day looking for him.
It is nice when things work out.
Gosh, I can't believe I'm actually gonna meet the Tanja. Oh.
He does not sound happy about this.
So
And
Tanja
Kale
went this
unlocked.
way. I know this.
I played as her a little bit in the character trial, and it seems that one of her main gimmicks is that she can generate a continuous dendro damage effect if you trigger a reaction while her boomerang is thrown out and before it comes back. And then there's Kellen Amber, which definitely wasn't named after anyone in particular. But it creates an AoE damage zone, and it bounces around in that zone, dealing AoE dendro damage, which is pretty useful from what I hear. it'd probably work quite well with some of the stuff I've been doing with Dendro Traveler. Also, you can extend the duration of it using the Languid Wood after you unlock it, which is just going to be very useful at some point, I'm sure. Not going to level her up just yet, but I will be doing that in the future, because there are only 3 Dendro characters in the game right now, and she is awesome. Ooh, first try.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
I've had some mixed results trying to pull that off before, so... There is a fantastic view of the city from up here. What we need to do is get over there.
No time to lose.
I'm still not sure how to open this. I feel like it's something that you have to do from the other side. Because I've tried a lot of things on those sorts of paths and I just can't get them open yet.
Lose.
It might actually be something to do with the side quest that I stumbled into yesterday.
Rosie! Where are you, Rosie? Oh, Rosie! Thank goodness I finally found you. What would I do without you, my son? Were you in danger? Did the wild beasts scare you? Did the stars guide your way?
I'm okay. All thanks to their help.
Thank you. Thank you all. I dare say that even the most cold-hearted Spino crocodile would be moved to tears by your kindness.
Oh, it's nothing. It's all part of my responsibility as a trainee forest ranger. I'm the one who should thank you for creating so many wonderful stories for the children of Sumeru. I love them too.
Really? I didn't know anyone read my stories apart from young children. That must mean you're still in touch with your inner child. Okay, then. I have the inspiration for my next story.
Huh? It's an honor to become the source of your inspiration.
Whoa. Kale looks like she's about to pass out.
This is adorable.
Hey, Kale. Are you okay?
I'm okay. Sorry. I just got a little too excited.
Are you two story lovers as well? Yes, yes! The moment I saw you, the image of an aura giant and an aura finch traveling together popped into my mind.
Yep, that's us.
Excellent! Improvisation! Yes, mount your trusty steed of imagination and canter through the lush meadows of lyrical expression. You have the potential to become a celebrated storyteller too, you know.
Seems like Tanja has a slightly exaggerated view of what it means to be a children's author.
He's eccentric and over the top, but...
Nothing to get excited about.
Akara Crafts. Akara Crafts. Oh! Oh, right. I remember now. That small boat once sailed into the sea of my memory, but before long it floated away over the horizon, never to be seen again. Perhaps for the best. After all, a wild tempest was a-raging in Tangier Harbor.
What? Paimon has no idea what he's saying. What should we do?
Dad's saying he forgot about helping the people at Akara Crafts learn more about Aranara because right now he has something more important to do.
Oh, that's what he meant!
It's nice to have someone who can translate him.
This kid is definitely Tanger's
It's like Oz and
This
Fischl.
isn't the time for all that. Tanja, your help is pretty vital to the toy makers. You gotta do something.
But the garden that blooms before my eyes is of greater importance. For therein lies the beautiful Padisara that all the children of Sumeru dream of. I, Tanger, have found evidence of Aranara activity right here in the Avidia Forest, conclusively proving that Aranara not only exists in stories, but in real life too. If I manage to document the first real-life Aranara sighting, the petty problems that perplex Akara Crafts will be untangled in no time. Meanwhile, I may well be able to leverage this to assume leadership of the Academia. Then all across Sumeru will know of the great Tanger living in humble Port Ormos.
Okay, so he's a tiny bit delusional. Starting to see why they had an argument.
Myself, but I think you need to have a bunch of them approved by the review board before entering the academia. You also need a detailed and objective experiment record. Anyway, Tanja, what did you mean by evidence of R&R activity?
The hook's what's important in a story. The great storyteller Tanger never gives his audience the bait right away. Come with me.
Wait, not that way.
Kale, what's wrong?
Nothing. But that way leads us deeper into the Avidia Forest. I'm just concerned for Tanja's safety. And I think I'm starting to understand why Razi and Tanja were fighting.
Yeah. And yeah, and all of this started because we overheard two toy makers having an argument.
Just as I expected, the promise of one of my stories has kept you hot on my heels.
But this is just an ordinary tree hollow. Heimat's not seeing any evidence of Aranara.
You can deceive the eyes, but you can't deceive the heart. Look with your heart and you too will understand.
Maybe we can try elemental sight on it.
I'm not sure what look with your heart means, but anyway, let's start by investigating the area around this tree hollow. Hey, look! There's a note here! The handwriting's so hard to read! It's too hard. I can't remember the names of all these mushrooms. Do Aranara need to learn about mushroom classification?
I think Carly dropped some of her notes.
Here's another note that says, "This tree hollow is my castle." That sounds more like something an Aranara from the stories would say.
Oh dear. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Here! If only I were a clever Aranara. A clever Aranara.
No time to lose.
How does it feel to bear witness to a groundbreaking discovery? Exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
The crude handwriting may look like a child's, but don't forget, I doubt that a child would be able to reach this deep into the forest, and I boldly hypothesize that this tree hollow is in fact the Aranara's academia. An Aranara that wasn't so bright left a note here wishing to become a clever Aranara. Oh, I shall craft a new story for them. How's that? Don't the very words just conjure up images of Aranara in your mind's eye?
Nope.
I have a horrible feeling that we're about
to... adventurer knows how to take to the skies with their easily visible wind gliders, yet they do not possess the invisible wings of imagination, making it hard for them to keep up with my train of thought. How about you, Miss Forest Ranger? Do you soar into the atmosphere on the wings of imagination?
Huh? Me? I don't know. Maybe I do, but maybe not. Anyway,
okay, Collie?
I'm fine. It's just that witnessing Tanja's creative process is a little...
Overwhelming.
Oh, yes. Yes. Overwhelming.
For now, I've decided to stay here with Razi until we witness the legendary moment when the Aranara appear in this hollow. Don't worry, I won't let the Akara Crafts toy makers down. When a real Aranara appears, their little troubles will be resolved in an instant.
He seems
Oh,
pretty
dear.
stubborn. Looks like we'll have to stay here and wait a little longer.
No, I think we should return to our camp first. Tanja, in Aranara and the Three Little Fungus, it says that Aranara are very sensitive creatures. I don't think they'll show up if we stay here.
Oh? Was that in the story? Ah!
You
yes,
wrote the
I remember
story!
now. Miss Forest Ranger, you sure know your stuff. In that case, let's go back to camp and call it a day. We'll continue our search for evidence first thing in the morning.
Dear, dear. Well, let's see where things go. That off in the distance there. What even is that? It looks, you know, sort of growing down from the sky, or reaching down from the sky. Need to look into that. I've buggered up the timing. Every time. I swear. But yeah, on the left-hand side there, the sort of floating platform with the sort of red, yellowish stuff flowing down onto it.
Traveler, wake up!
What's wrong?
Not the Aranara. Oh, Paimon's been worried about Kale since last night. Even though she kept telling us she was okay after we saw the evidence of Aranara activity, she's been acting kind of strange.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go find her.
Got a hunch she's at the tree hollow.
Aren't these Kale's footprints? But why are they headed towards the tree hollow?
Called it.
So Kale came back here alone. Is she waiting for the Aranara to show up?
And I thought this was a place nobody knew about. I never thought Tanja would find it, or that I would run into the Traveler and Paimon. If I'd known, I would have just told the tree hollow instead of writing it down. There must be another way to practice my handwriting. Now I've created a whole new problem for myself. What do I do now? Dress up as an Aranara? Oh, no, that won't work. I should be writing something that an Aranara would never say, so that Tanja won't mistake me for one of them. But what should I write? What should I write? Oh, I've got it! There's no way Tanja could see this as the work of an Aranara.
He's going to, and it'll make this
The
worse.
evidence of Aranara activity we saw during the day was actually evidence of Kale's activity. But why didn't she just tell Tanja?
Because she's embarrassed about it.
Oh, right. Kale told Razi that he could tell any secret to a tree hollow. Must be because that's what she does. And now she even writes it down. Yeah, you're right. We'll keep her secret for her.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like she's almost done writing. Let's head back.
This isn't going to work, and that's going to be really unfortunate.
there's a new note. Yes, yes! It's the same handwriting, which means it must have been written by the same Aranara.
What did
Let's
you
see what
write?
it says.
Ooh, what could it be?
Yeah, what could it be?
I want to visit Mondstadt during the Ludi Harpastum again? No, that's impossible. This must be some kind of mistake. How could an Aranara go to Mondstadt for the Ludi Harpastum? Even I would never write that into a fairy tale.
Seems like it can't be an R&R.
The notes can't have been left by an Aranara.
Yeah. If you ask me, they were probably left by a passing merchant from Mondstadt or something. Definitely not an Aranara.
No, no, I refuse to believe it.
Please just help Akara Crafts.
What do you mean you can't?
You've written so many stories beloved by the children.
No! I can't do it. I thought that if I could find an Aranara, I'd be able to help Akara Crafts. But it was someone from Mondstadt all along.
But you've managed to write all those stories without ever having seen a real R&R, right? What?
Rosie, you tell them.
Really? Can I?
Yes, it's fine. Tell them. I know this is the moment you've been waiting for.
Razi's the one who writes the stories.
Kale, Traveler, Paimon, do you remember when I said that there was a secret I didn't want to tell anyone? I didn't want to tell anyone the secret, but it made me feel very sad and also turned Dad into a completely different person. So, I think I should tell you.
The style of his stories
isn't the one
changed
who came
because
up
he
with all those
started writing
R&R
them
stories.
instead.
What? Hold on. So if Uncle Tanja wasn't the author, then who was it? Wait. You don't mean... It was me. Dad's been telling stories in Port Ormos for as long as I can remember. I always got to listen to all his new stories. Every night, Dad would give me a Zaytun peach for dinner, and I'd eat it while he told his stories. The Zaytun peaches were delicious, but Dad's stories were really bad. He always uses sentences that are really hard to understand and strange, metaphors, I think they're called. But Dad kept on going, telling his stories again and again. Oh, one time, he even borrowed a camera from Lord Sangema Bey's shop and got me to take pictures of him in action. Dad showed me the picture and said that it shall become the precious record of Sumeru's best storyteller early in his career. Even though I only had Zaytun peaches to eat and not so great stories to listen to, I was happy. Then one day, I tried telling Dad a story I came up with. Dad seemed really excited from the very beginning. He looked really happy. He lifted me up high into the air and told me to continue. He lifted me up so high that I was looking down at him. As I continued with my story, I saw his expression gradually change. And when I got to my favorite part, Dad started crying. I guess he must have been moved by my story. When Dad put me back down, I looked up at him again, but now he had a scary look in his eyes.
You remember it so vividly.
It's not only Rosie. I, too, remember every detail of what happened that day. After that, I gradually grew in fame and started making money. I became Sumeru's best storyteller, just as I always dreamed. Finally, we could afford more than just Zaytun peaches for dinner. I thought it would make Rosie happy.
I was really happy at first, but then everyone started calling me Tanja's son instead of Razi. I kinda guessed why, but I also didn't want to believe it. Dad got busier with things that had nothing to do with storytelling, like that request from Akara Crafts. So I made up my mind that this time, I just want to be good old Razi so that Dad will become good old Dad again. Instead of Dad the way he is now, starting every story with, "Dedicated to my dearest Razi." I prefer my dad how he used to be, stumbling over words and not knowing how to end the story. That's why I decided to keep how I imagine Aranara to look like a secret.
Wait, Paimon gets it now. To sum up, all of Uncle Tandra's fairy tales were actually stories written by Razi. And because Razi didn't want Tandra to keep living a lie, he refused to help him with the Kara Crafts commission.
Yes. That's why I tried looking for possible evidence of Aranara. But it turned out that I was just being a clown, as always. And not even a funny one. I'm a terrible father. I'm sorry, Razi. I'm so sorry. And I owe you all an apology, too, for wasting your time. Razi's the only one who can help Akara Crafts. If you can manage to persuade him, that is. Right now, I think I just want to find a tree hollow and be quiet for a while.
Are we gonna let this happen?
You want me to help Akara Crafts with their carving?
If you're willing.
Well, I did mention what the Aranara look like in my stories, but to make a carving, we might need more details. Kale, Traveler, and Paimon, I might need your help on this one.
Just tell us what you need.
I've never really left Port Ormos before. This is my first time in Gandharvaville. Well, it's my first time being so far from home. Sumeru is so much bigger than I thought. Seeing new places has given me loads of new ideas for my Aranara stories. So I want to visit more places in Sumeru. That way, I can help Akara Crafts create an Aranara carving that everyone will love. And I also want to take pictures of Dad everywhere that we travel to.
Well, of course.
You still want me to come with you? Even after all I've done?
Yeah, of course. Come on, you're the best dad ever.
This is the happiest Razi has sounded since we met him.
I want to thank you, Kale.
Huh? Me? I didn't do anything to help.
You told me about telling my secrets to a tree hollow. Even though I didn't have the time to find a tree hollow, telling everyone my secret made me feel so much better.
Yeah. It's hard to keep too many secrets. And there's no need to hide our mistakes from others all the time. I made a lot of mistakes back in Mondstadt. But when I look back on them, it all feels more like a new beginning. I'm sure this experience will be the same for Tanja.
Yes. I'll do my best to become a good father again. Wait. Did you just say you've been to Mondstadt?
The penny drops.
I just passed by once. Never mind that. Come on now. Akara Crafts is waiting for us. Let's go, Razi. Grab that camera and see what hidden inspiration you can discover along the way.
Okay, let's go. Come on, Dad.
Razi,
And
slow
that is how
down
the
and watch your
adventure
step.
began. Let's get moving. We now have a Sumeru camera.
Let's see Dory today and ask her about where the Divine Knowledge capsule is.
Oh, right on time for Dory as well. So, yep, the event has properly unlocked now. So, huh. Assemble carving component. Okay, how would one get those? Ah, we take snapshots to get whimsical drafts, which give us carving components, and then we can mount the wood carvings on the stand back at the toy shop. Also, it's a little bit like when we were building the snowmen in the winter event a while back. Complete multiple, and yep, you can keep them for the Serenity part. Awesome. And then roaming the jungle. Ooh. Take pictures of dust birds and shroom boars and wishabelle and tigers. 4 different creatures to complete the event, or to complete that specific setup of. And then this is, I believe, fighting the various creatures, and I may have gone and fought the Jade Plume Terror Shroom off screen to try and level up Tanari, so I have actually done some of these. Still haven't found the Electro Regis Vine anywhere yet. Now what's this? Ah, Grove Dash. Okay, so it's a sort of platforming, parkour-y sort of challenge. Lovely. And this is Braving the Elements, which is a series of combat trials, I think. Now we will get into those, but for now we're going to go back to the main story. But I'll get some more Prima Gems first, so that we can do some summoning later. Lots to see.
No time to lose.
Wait, why is it still showing that as... Ah, it's because I have to actually view them to make the pop-up vanish. Let's go ahead and get the camera equipped so that if we do see anything, we can snap photos. That's a hilichurl. Right then. Oh, and they show up on the map as well, so it gives you like some recommended spots too. Perfect. But we're gonna go find Dory and carry on with the main quest for now. At least we don't have to go through the whole rigmarole of using the password and using all of the correct phrases and then running all the way up here.
Here, over here! Oh, welcome back, my loyal patrons. What can I do for you this time? You name it. Canned knowledge, supplies, or anything else you need. I'll find a way to get it. Where there's a waterfall of Mora, there's a way.
Can you really get us anything we want? Anything at all?
Aha! So it appears that canned knowledge alone is no longer sufficient for your opulent appetite. Then please oblige me. Tell me what you have in mind.
We want to know where the Divine Knowledge capsule is, and we're willing to pay good money for it.
I knew customers with pockets as deep as yours would undoubtedly crave something more profound than ordinary canned knowledge. But you know, that kind of information isn't going to be cheap. After all, I had to work really hard to weasel my way into the auction site. Not to mention that if anyone found out that I was the leaker, I would be in big, big trouble.
So what's this going to cost
Be
us?
sure your information is accurate. Paimon's curious how you just happen to have this kind of info the moment we need it.
Because to me, anything of value is what I consider to be my supply. Therefore, I must always be aware of what's hot on the market in order to secure more sales. As for the information's authenticity, well, you've no need to worry about that. I used a camera to take a picture of the transaction. That way, no one can dispute it.
Name your price, Dory.
It's always a pleasure doing business with such sterling patrons. Now that you've paid in full, here's the scoop. The Divine Knowledge Capsule was purchased yesterday by a certain Misery, the leader of Ain El Ahmar.
Ain El Ahmar? You mean the Eremites who worship the Scarlet King?
Well, that's going to make things trickier, but at least we know. But at least we know where it is.
The group has done everything in their power to obtain the Divine Knowledge Capsule. After all, they believe it contains the power of the Scarlet King. That Divine Knowledge Capsule is unlike any other canned knowledge I've seen before. It was glowing bright red.
I can't help but wonder if this ties into what Tignari was saying and what the scholar that we met who was meditating, whose name escapes me right now, was saying about connecting to Irminsul and how the knowledge can be overwhelming and could potentially be harmful enough to destroy your mind. And I wonder if that's going to be the sort of problem that we might encounter while chasing the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
The capsule is clearly visible in the picture I took. You can look for yourself.
Thanks for the info, Dory.
Please, it's my pleasure. It's all thanks to discerning customers such as yourselves that my efforts yesterday were not in vain. Please, don't hesitate to contact me if you ever need anything else in the future. More effort, Dory, opens doors.
I'm surprised we haven't had a Doors and Dory pun yet. I'm gonna make it as well. I'm gonna make it every time it comes up.
It ended up in the hands of Ain El Ahmar. Let's head back and talk to Al-Haytham.
Love how Paimon is just blissfully oblivious to the fact that that's really bad news for us, because they don't like anyone, because they really don't like us. I'm sure that's not how you're supposed to use the elevator, but who's keeping track anyway?
Al-Haytham, we got the info you wanted.
Really? All right. Let's hear it.
Dory even gave us evidence to verify the intel. Have a look.
Huh, look at that. Clear as day. It must have taken some guts just to infiltrate the scene of the Eremites transaction. But then to get close enough to take a picture like this. Bold move, Dory. Very bold move. All right. The person in this picture is indeed Misery, the leader of Ain El Ahmar. And the glowing red capsule he's holding appears to be the Divine Knowledge Capsule. In which case, if we play our cards right, when we confront them next week, we should be able to force them to show their hand.
Here's hoping.
Paimon didn't get why you were provoking these Ain El Ahmar guys. But now, it sort of makes sense. Everything's playing right into your hands. After we defeat them, we can finally have a serious talk with their boss and get them to lend us the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
Thank you for your time and efforts. Take a few days off while I make some preparations. Let's meet up again on the afternoon of the arranged date, 3 o'clock sharp. See you then.
Till then, we've got a festival to attend. I didn't forget. Or maybe that's later. My bad.
I'm sure he's taking his time. Where could he be? Oh, there he is.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Let's head to the pier in front of Pharos Lighthouse.
Yep, let's go.
I'm guessing Pharos Lighthouse is that place in the background over there. Nope. Shows what I know. Well, that hasn't worked nearly as well as I was hoping it would. But, here we are.
I'll hate them. I knew you were crazy, but I didn't know you were crazy enough to actually show up.
It was I who demanded that these negotiations take place. I was more worried that you might go back on your promise. But to your credit, it appears that you're sticking to your word. This is turning into quite an occasion. I also brought some backup. I assume you don't mind.
Backup?
Well, the Mario, right?
Aren't you the brat from the restaurant the other day? You've come to support this lunatic because he helped you out? Fine. Your funeral. I'm not going to mince my words. Once we're done with you, you'll be nothing more than fish food. Get 'em, boys!
Let's do this.
Uh-oh, here they come. Good luck, you two.
Why are you panicking, Paimon? We've got this.
That's close enough.
Wheel of life.
Where do you think you're going?
Germinate!
Where do you think you're going?
Now you're in the fridge.
No time. Yeah. Propagate!
There is no escape.
Feeling lucky today.
Ah, Tarek seal. Oh, wait.
Propagate!
Shine down.
Spring forth!
Even though I don't really have Dendro Traveler upgraded that much, in terms of skill, in terms of talent upgrades, they are really good. Ooh, cutscene.
Academia scum!
My dull sword that I never use outside of cutscenes is going to kick your ass.
Did you use it? Great! Now we can...
Oh no.
Boss? Boss! What's wrong?
And even his Akasha terminal has turned red.
We have to cut his Akasha connection, now.
Ooh.
Target acquired. Arrest him. Do not impede our work. Is that understood, Alhaitham?
Of course. I was only trying to help.
Take him away!
Smooth. Very smooth. I'm amazed no one saw that.
World, forget me.
Oh dear.
What in Tibet just happened? It's like that big guy suddenly lost his mind.
It looks like he used the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
You mean the Divine Knowledge Capsule did that to him? Oh, yeah. You mean how some researchers go insane after getting knowledge from Irminsul?
Yes. Exactly that.
I've heard of numerous incidents of researchers in Satyavada life going insane. The state that man is now in suggests that this is a similar situation. This Divine Knowledge Capsule does appear to be linked to the gods, but beyond that, it doesn't seem anything like the rumors suggest. Possessing it doesn't grant you divine wisdom or power. Did you hear what he said? World, forget me. What could that possibly mean?
We've heard that before. We should say it.
If the Matra took him away, then that means the Academia got the Divine Knowledge Capsule back too. Still, Paimon didn't expect the Divine Knowledge Capsule would be so dangerous.
As things stand, there is no reason for me to remain in Port Ormos. I believe our collaboration has also reached its end.
Oh, you're holding out on us.
We were so busy trying to find the Divine Knowledge Capsule that Paimon forgot to ask you something. Since you're a member of the Academia, do you have any idea how we could go about meeting Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Truthfully, I don't. Lesser Lord Kusanali appears to exist outside of Sumeru's entire administration. Most of the time, you wouldn't know she exists at all. Moreover, since the Academia possesses the Akasha, a symbol of our deity's wisdom, scholars have no reason to desire to make contact with the deity herself anyway.
Everything about Lesser Lord Kusanali is such a mystery.
It's almost like she wants everyone to forget her.
How about you two?
Maybe she's been editing the Akasha.
The Sub-Zero's festival. Maybe we should head back too. We've been rushed off our feet over the past few days, so maybe a little rest and relaxation will do us good.
Yeah, to Sumeru City.
Then we'll part ways here, Al-Haytham, until we meet again.
Yeah, Al-Haytham is really being quite suspicious now. I want to know why he's not.
Now, do I deal with this thing first? Or should I produce the report that the higher-ups require?
Questions, Al-Haytham. Act 1 complete. I'm gonna call it there for now in terms of main quest stuff. And I think next stream we will either carry on with the main quest or we might do some of the event quests. Might even touch on... Might be a good time to do this, the Dream Nursery quest, because I have a feeling that something cool will happen when we get to the world of the Aranara, and it might open up more of the open world, which would be really great. So a bunch of stuff to see there. So last thing we're going to do for today is just take stock of how many gems we have and see if we can do another 10 pull on the weapon banner, which I don't think I have enough for that, honestly, but I'm going to check. I have exactly 4. It's still good. Anyway, that'll end the stream for now. Might be another stream later today, depending on how things go. Probably won't be till about 6. Probably a little later than that, honestly. But until then, thanks for watching and goodbye.